Hi everybody, we're back here in my Minecraft world, and let's do some fun stuff. So I got the alveoli blocks that I needed to make these other three cherry wood placeholders into actual alveolis, and they are doing stuff. So we have our Stark bees still here doing their thing. You'll notice my experience bar is going up. I've gone ahead and hit at least these two bees with Explorer Effect Serum. I'm not sure if I did these, but I also gave them the largest territory from the Aura bees. So they have a pretty good range on them. It's not enormous. I think this is as far away as I can stand and still get experience, because if I stand here, yeah, experience bar stops going up. But yeah, if I'm anywhere in this area, I'll just be leveling up. I'm doing that because I'm working on getting a looting 3 sword, because I want to go hunting for wither skeletons. And looting 3 is what you want, not Vorpal, to get the heads. And just tweaked this basement a little bit. I realized it was actually 1 block too high. I had 4 blocks here, and even numbers bug me. I had to put on these candles. I'll talk about that in a bit. I made a terrible error, and I will correct it. But yeah, so I have these pipes here. Really basic automation. The reason I have Majestic going right here is because they produce dripping combs much faster than Imperial. Imperial bees are just for royal jelly production, pretty much. There's another bee from Extra Bees. I think it's, what is it, Classical? Something like that, which makes royal jelly more often than those. So that would be one way to go. So we'd have Majestic for dripping comb production, which is the most honey drops per cycle in a centrifuge. But as we talked about before, the cultivated bees are the most honey drops per time spent on the bee. But the two are very close to each other. So if I went with Majestic, I'd spend a little bit less MJ to get the same amount of honey out of what I needed. Honey really is used for a lot of stuff. You need it. I'm always running out. You need it for the beealizer. You need it for scented paneling for more alveolis. Yeah. So yeah, the piping's very basic here. It just puts bees back in, and if they can't fit, they'll go to the other path. And iron pipes make sure everything goes into this silver chest here. So that's very basic. We definitely want to pipe this straight to centrifuges and other stuff we need for processing the products out of our bees. We might work on that this episode. I don't know if we'll have time. I got a bunch of other stuff going. So yeah, I mentioned those candles. I put those on the walls, even though I have lights in the... Oh, yeah, I also replaced the orange lamps with yellow ones. I think it looks a little better. Yeah, so I made a terrible mistake, and I'm going to correct it now. I misunderstood how the cave sound mechanics work. So, in a sense, I think I figured out where they were coming from. I didn't find a little 1x1x1 dark spot like I was expecting. That explains why my X-ray machines always failed. I had another read of the Minecraft source code, and it turns out I had actually misread it earlier. It's not just light level 0 spaces that can make the noise. It's any airspace which has no skylight, like here, SL is 0, and 7 or less block light, or total light. So, no, that spot's fine. So what I had was this ceiling had a whole bunch of air spaces that were light level 7 or less. So I just put some ceiling lights up here, and I haven't heard a cave noise since. What did I just pick up? I have no idea where that flower came from. What would a flower be doing on the floor of my basement? Okay, well that one's going to be a mystery. Pretty sure that's what I just picked up there. Anyway, so yeah, I messed up, but I got it fixed. No more cave noises with ceiling lighting. So you gotta make all of the air spaces light level 8 or greater, which is a pain. But yeah, that seems to be the solution. So anyway, let me also show some stuff I've done down here. I got the rest of my gates made. So yeah, this system, I haven't actually tested it. I would have to run these completely out of coolant to test it, which might not actually be super difficult to do, because I've found they actually go through this crushed ice very quickly, quicker than I expected. like, it's keeping up. I've been manually refilling this, but you know, this was up to like 1,700 buckets not too long ago, and it really uses a lot. But you know, it's a lot better than water in some ways, other than that I have to actually, you know, put some work into collecting it. But I like it that way. So yeah, this system here, I have something that kind of works. I talked about needing a regulator or a manager last episode. I looked up how the regulator works, and I think I might have built one. And yeah, I built one and played around with it to see if it would do what I wanted, and I couldn't get it to. Maybe somebody who knows red power better than me would know how to get it to pull, to send exactly a stack of snowballs and a stack of ice shards along with itself, or at least a 1-to-4 ratio between the two. But what I ended up doing here was I used filters. So we have one filter here that pulls a stack of snowballs out of the glacial precipitator. And this always, I have this engine off because I'm not producing any, I'm done processing my oil. We need to go get more. And I'm not producing any more crushed ice right at the moment. You know, this tank's halfway full. This will last at least several hours of running, probably several hours of running the engines full capacity, whatever. But anyway, so these two oh, this one doesn't have anything assigned to it. That's weird. That's very weird. Okay. Well, in any case, the only thing that goes in here is ice shards. Is that what they're called? Ice shards? Yeah, ice shards. So it just gets a stack of those at a time. This is, oh boy, what's it called? Redstone tube, I think? Yeah, redstone tube. This is just made with a pneumatic tube and a piece of redstone. It works just like a pneumatic tube, but also carries a redstone signal. And so what I have here is this gate says if the centrifuge has work, send a redstone signal, which turns off this redstone torch, which turns, has work, redstone signal. This has no work right now. You know what? I don't understand how this works. What it's supposed to do is when this runs out of work, it sends a signal to both of these things, and each one pulls out a stack of the stuff. Now, in order to restart this, like if I fill this back up with ice shards here, I have to put one stack in here to get it going again, because otherwise it messes up the redstone. So that's the only caveat. So this isn't a great system, but it does the job for now. If I always kept it fed with ice shards, then I wouldn't have the problem. But yeah, we'll have to work out something better once we actually get the ice shards going into it automatically rather than just manually carrying them over here. I kind of want another liquiduct for lava going over here, because then, you know, I'd have one that's red, one that's green, one that's blue, one that's yellow. I think it'd look good. And the biogas engines here do actually need a lava line to them. Oh yeah, these are running kind of low, so I'd want a lava liquiduct coming up like this one for those. But we're not going to do that right now. The other thing I did down here was I improved this like I was talking about before. What I have is once one of these cells hits 0, any one of them, they seem to prioritize in some way. Like that one had, what, 42, however much. So that one has that much power in it. Somebody's using a little bit, it looks like. I don't know what machine that is. Am I rolling machine on or something? This one's almost full, and this one should be almost, okay, well, it's not almost empty, but it's emptier than the others. I think it has to do with the order in which you place the cells on the grid, because I had it before where this one was emptying before the rest. Then I picked this one up, took it over to my walnut farm there, brought it back, and then it was the one that started emptying the fastest. So, yeah, I think it's an order thing. But anyway, what I have them doing is these gates, if there's no energy, it sends a redstone signal. If it can store energy, it sends a red pipe signal. So this is kind of a complicated thing. There's a redstone NOR latch right here. So this sends a redstone signal to this block, which powers this redstone wire, which turns off this torch and toggles the latch. So it says, right, so if energy is empty on any one of these three, because they all have that, it'll send a redstone signal and flip the latch and turn on the engines, because that's the other end of the latch that's connected to my wire that powers up my engines. And now, if any one of them fills up, can store energy. No, if they all have to fill up before the engines will turn off, I think. Hang on. can store energy, red pipe signal. Yeah, okay, if I've gotten this right, that comes down to here, red pipe signal off equals redstone signal. So if there's a... Anyway, I forget the exact mechanics, but basically if one empties, it turns on the engines. If they all fill up, it turns the engines off. So that'll make these a little more efficient on their lava usage. That should stabilize these so they're not waiting for cooldown so quickly. And yeah, it works great. Anyway, that took a lot of just sort of staring at it and thinking, what do I do here? So I didn't bother doing it on camera. That's why I didn't actually show the setup. But I got it all working, and it's nice. So let's see, that was those items. Right, next. So all those wispy essences we've been getting out of our nether, they do have a good use. I haven't really shown this. Get out of my inventory here. I'll just stick you in here for now. Deal with you later. Mystery flower. Where could that come from? So yeah, let's go up to our magic room. So one of the good things to do with wispy essences, they don't have a direct crafting use or anything, as far as I know. Yeah, not enough items didn't show me anything. But they do have aspects on them. They all have at least one animus and mutatio on them. This one also has 4 aqua. So there's a bunch of different types that have different aspects on... Sort, please. On them. Give me some Thaumcraft gear. I don't need the whole suit, just the goggles of revealing and a wand. So yeah, what we can do with these is we can take these glass files and dump some wispy essences into our crucible. You have to add it up carefully because you need the number of aspects needs to be a multiple of 8. So let's say we do 8 of these. So I'm going to get 32 malum, 8 mutatio, and 8 animus. Out of that, let's see, there's nothing in here. And assuming there's no recipe that makes something when you actually use your wand there, those aspects will go into the alembics here. So we'll get 2 that are completely full of malum, which is actually kind of hard to get elsewhere. So there's malum, and here's mutatio, and here is animus. Now, you know, with these filled files, you can just throw them back into the crucible if you want to use their aspects. But there's actually another thing that I haven't shown that you can do with them. I had just learned about it semi-recently. So a use for these warded jars. You can take these things, sure, let's say, well, what do I use a lot of? Basically, those jars can function as... Okay, let's, well, it doesn't really matter. Let's just take, Alienus, since we have a bunch of it. You can just put these into the jars, up to 64, and the jars keep them. Like, if I knock that down, it still has Alienus in it. And those act as a source of... Ooh, transparency's messed up, look at that. Those act as a source of aspects for the infusion altar. So if I'm infusing anything that requires Alienus, it'll pull straight from this jar, which is more convenient than just always figuring out what I need to put in the crucible to get that aspect out of it, and then dealing with all the alembics and everything. So if we process those wispy essences into essentia, then and store that in jars, it'll make using the infusion altar a lot easier. I'd demonstrate, but I don't really have anything good I can demonstrate with right now. But yeah, I just wanted to show that mechanic because I haven't really talked about it much. So that's the use for farming wispy essences. Now, there is a problem, though. I visited the Nether, and something very strange has happened in there. Let's go take a look. So we saw that... Oh, hang on. I need a piece of dirt for this, and, oh, probably a bunch of other stuff. Is this how I want to do it? Yeah, okay, we'll try this. So, yeah, I had that node in there encased in glass viewers, and it was producing a bunch of flux and wisps and things. But I came in there a little while ago and noticed that there were no new wispy essences in the chest, and there were no wisps around, no witches or lightning or anything. So I brought my goggles of revealing in, and I saw nothing in there. So I was like, what the heck's going on? Are my goggles broken? Walked away a little bit and saw... What was that I just saw? Fire bat. No, that's a regular bat. Don't kill that! if I walk away a little bit, another node that's in the area will load, and we'll see that that one's... Okay, yeah, so there's our node, and we can find it with the thermometer here. It is... I happen to know already. I found this one. It's up this way. There it is. So that is currently the nearest node to my portal. So what happened to my other node? I don't have the answer to that. It's disappeared. Can high enough flux cause a node to just disappear? Or was it maybe something going wrong with writing the NBT data from the Zycraft tank messing up my buckets? So I did solve that problem, sort of. I moved my world anchor. So first I thought, okay, maybe it's a chunk boundary issue. Like one of those chunks is loaded because I had a world anchor down there in the room where I was doing my beekeeping. And I thought, well, okay, maybe this is on a chunk boundary. Let's see, which key is this? Is it F... No, F7. Yeah, this works for me now. If I press F7, I can see where mobs could spawn. I don't know why it didn't work before, but it's fixed. Is it F6? Yeah, okay, so F6 is showing me chunk boundaries here. This is a not enough items thing. Wait a minute. Well, now it's showing it differently than it did before. Ah, man, everything... Okay, well, there is a chunk boundary right here. Oh, this thing's probably going to zap me. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, so there is a chunk boundary right here between the node and the other stuff. But all the machinery was in a single chunk, so I don't know what it was. But moving this world anchor in here... Oh, I have it turned off. That's why that's not going to zap me, because that's not fully charged up. But it will in a bit. It won't kill me because I have enough armor on. But yeah, moving the world anchor in here fixed the disappearing bucket problem as far as I could tell. Oh, look! Once again... Wait, no, hang on. There's an empty bucket. There's... Yeah. Buckets are still there. Okay. Whew. So yeah, they found their homes. And let's walk out of here before he gets out. I realized I should have put this coil over here, or put the walkway over there so that I would enter on the opposite corner. But anyway, so where's my node gone? Node has disappeared. So I'm quite baffled by that. I used NBT Explorer to take a look at my a previous world save and compare with this one, and couldn't really find any hints there of where it might have gone. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grow... I do want to farm those wispy essences, so I want to bring back this node. Ideally, I'd actually want... Oh, that was the Tesla coil zapping me. Ideally, I would actually want a dark node here. I'm going to... yeah, come to think of it, let me go find one of those and I'll show it in a bit. Okay, I'm going to do this. This feels dangerous, but it should be safe. Okay. I want the dirt right here. I'm going to grow a silverwood tree right here. The only thing I don't like about that is it makes a pure node. I wonder if this will grow, or if I have to take out more of those. Oh, yeah, it didn't grow. Okay. So we have to take out more of this glass. Hope we don't have to take out our machinery. That'd be a pain. Something about to zap me again, because if my health is low enough that it would actually kill me, probably... Nah, we got a lot of time. Water mills are slow. So yeah, this will create a pure node. Pure nodes slowly remove flux from themselves. So ideally, I would want a node that gives me more flux, because yeah, I'm kind of flux farming here. So what I should probably do is use the crystal core to drag a node over from elsewhere, like that one we see up there. Ideally, we'd want a dark node. I don't know if... Oops, there goes some stone bricks. I'll get some later. I don't know if we can actually find dark nodes in the nether. But they spawn in those Thaumcraft dungeons, those Barrow Hills or whatever they're called. Let's see if we can grow this now. Nope. Let's try again. Oh man, that's destroying my hoe. Okay. Go away. Let's take out one more layer of this and hope we can grow it. And I'd have to take out the tin cable. That's fine. Let's just do that. So yeah, ideally I'd want a dark node, but a pure node probably will do the job. So yeah, I think if I put this node here, and then later I use a crystal core, which requires a nether star, that's why I couldn't build it right now. Requires a nether star. If I put a crystal core, if I dragged over that node, it would eat this other node and become a normal one. Come on, grow! Okay, let's take out this layer. But a pure node will do for now. I've seen plenty of wisps spawn from pure nodes, so they're not immune to them or anything. Would you just grow? Do you not have enough light? Seriously? There's enough of this in the area to grow you, right? I know there is. What else do I need to do? Can you just not grow silverwood trees in the nether? Or do I not have enough space around this? Okay. Well, I don't have my wrench on me, so I can't move my Tesla coil. Alright, well, let me go get a wrench. We'll pick up the... oh, don't hit that with the hoe. We'll move the Tesla coil, move the bat box, and see if we can get that tree to grow. If not, I guess we'll have to wait until we can get a crystal core to move another node in there. Or we can move that setup elsewhere, put it around that node, I guess. Yeah, that'd be okay. Be a bit less dangerous than over the lava here, though I kind of like it where it is. So yeah, I just want my node back. So yeah, let me get the stuff I need, and I'll be right back. Haha, okay. I had 17 levels, so I decided to spend them on this hoe just so that it doesn't break when we use it another time or two on that silverwood sapling. But anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, Tesla coil's moved. I really doubt this tree is going to grow, but... Oh, I'll bet the tree can't actually see the node, because it's not even in a loaded chunk, because those things require some amount of this to grow. I think it's 100 or 80 or something. I don't know what the range is that they can pull from nearby nodes. But I would have assumed that if it's loaded... Okay, well, hang on. So this is repairing. Sure, let's walk over there and see if the hoe can still repair. Because if the hoe can repair itself in that spot, then I would think the silverwood sapling would be able to see the node. Oh, it can't. Okay. Okay, so there's no vis in this spot right here, so I can't can't plant this tree. Okay. Well, what I could do is I could plant another tree over there and use its vis to... No, let's not do all that. This is just getting silly. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I'll keep working on my looting sword. Let's just put these supplies in here for now. Keep working on my looting sword. Once we get it, I'll get some wither skeleton skulls. We'll get a nether star, and then we'll be able to use the crystal core to drag a node around and to move another node over here. That's the plan. So. Yeah, that thing is shut down for the moment until I can figure out how to get a node back. Oh yeah, tin cable goes here. How to get a node in there again. Maybe I'll move the whole setup. We'll see. And I'll probably use a filler to place a whole lot more smooth stone around here because that I've never seen that infuse. So anyway, let's do something else. All right, so there's another thing that I figured out. I mentioned a while ago, last time we tried to use this orchard here. I mentioned that the time before that I'd tried to use it, I'd seen it consuming its water way faster than the aqueous accumulator down below was able to, but when we actually saw it working, I'm going to show the full setup of one of these farms at some point once we get to it, because I know I did this all off camera and did a very poor job of explaining how they work, but I'll show the entire process in a bit. But anyway, so yeah, when we actually saw this working, it was the water was keeping up just fine. I used it again recently, and it was going through it so fast you wouldn't believe it. And I looked in here. Oh wow, yeah. So this. Interesting. Yeah, this keeps track of the number of days it's been since it rained. And that increases the amount of water requirement to be able to harvest stuff. So let me go get a redstone energy cell, and we'll see just how much water that's using to run itself. So I think this will come to me if I just pick it up. Oh, where'd that go? You never know with these blocks anymore. Is it down below? Might have gone all the way outside. I actually missed the... Oh, there it is. I missed the old Minecraft behavior where it would just... if a block was inside another block, it would just sit there instead of flying all over the place like they do now. There's some cool stuff you could do with the new behavior, but I wish it wouldn't... I wish it would work a bit differently. I made this farm even smaller because it was producing too much stuff. Still, I have this backed way up. Like, I can't put much more in here, but anyway. So we're messing with our farm. I'll put this down... Now watch how quickly this goes down. I hope some of those are ripe. Do your thing, come on. Takes a little bit to get going. There it goes. Look at that water. It's just gone. Okay. So yeah, since this is 1372% hydration required. Let's turn this off and see what's it. Shift click. Yeah, shift click goes all the way down to... Oh, right click can go in 1 MJ increments. I didn't know that until recently. But anyway, we've turned that off. It's stored up a little bit of energy, so it's going to keep going. But let's make it rain. So one way we can do that is with a rainmaker. But there's actually, let's try another way just for something different. We saw that the rainmaker was a little bit crashy before. I used it a bit ago with good results, but yeah, let's do something different. So X Reliquary gives you, let's see here, how do we do this? Gives you a way to make it rain and stop raining with special bullets in your gun. Oh, and we can also hear more of the awesome sounds that we're now able to hear here. Doing this. So neutral, ender, blaze, buster, concussive. The ones we want are, okay, sand can be used to stop rain, and storm can be used to start rain. So let's, we need to make 8 of these, which takes 8 neutral shots and a piece of lapis. That sounds easy. Okay, so we need 8 gold nuggets, 4 gunpowder, 2 iron, and 4 stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 gold nuggets. Hang on. Okay, we needed a piece of lapis, but we also needed 2 pieces of iron. And what was the other component of that? Gunpowder. Okay. So that was like this. There's our neutral shots. Then we give those some lapis. That's not terribly expensive. And we're gonna, let's see, how do we do this? So we load this up and hold right click to reload. And that makes a noise. Cool. So I think you have to shoot this straight up. Let's first shoot it at, I killed all my chickens. I just have a ridiculous barrel full of eggs here. So this barrel is interesting. Once it got past 64 stacks, I assume it holds 64 times 64 items, no matter how much they stack to. I think it's a little confused. Those, I've usually only seen those when you have an extra dimensional barrel upgrade in here, so I don't know. They interact funny with eggs. But let's shoot some cows with this. Okay, well that seemed normal enough. Now I'm going to shoot straight up. Give it a moment. Doesn't this make it rain? I heard this makes it rain. There it goes! Yeah! Great! Okay, so that made it rain. And now, this thing has registered that it is currently raining, so only 50% hydration required. So we'll turn this back on. And yeah, water keeps up just fine. And I can sleep and shut off this rain and it'll still be okay, because it only keeps track of the time since it last rained. And even if it rains for just a split second, that counts as fully hydrating the ground, I guess. So rain should shut off, and that'll still be going. Yep, 50% hydration required, 0 days since the last rainfall. Great. And you don't need to go right now, so I'm just going to pick this back up and put it back in my power grid. After those upgrades, I definitely have as much MJ as I need. I haven't managed to fully drain it, even with all the crazy bee stuff I've been doing. I don't think I have much to talk about there, but yeah, I'm making good progress in bees. One thing that I am always finding myself very short on is glass and sand. So I'd like to set up a quick thing to automatically make those two things for me. And the way to do that would be with an igneous extruder and a pulverizer, I think. So let's, oh yeah, these came from bees. I have bauxite bees. I don't know what I'll do with them, because bauxite's not all that useful. It's just for getting aluminium and, is it titanium? Hang on. I forget what you do with bauxite. So you electrolyze it for, I think it's titanium. Yeah, tiny piles of titanium dust. But I can have bees producing this too. I'm not all the way to titanium bees yet. But anyway, yeah, here we go, titanium comb. But so what we're doing is put that away and, right, we're making a machine to make us sand and glass. So I need a pulverizer and an igneous extruder. And Yeah, so that's all my glass, that's all my sand, and that's just because I've been loading cobblestone into this pulverizer all the time. So we have this igneous extruder over here for making obsidian. I'm thinking I'll put another one in this area along with the pulverizer and just set it up to produce both sand, like half and half sand and glass. So let me make one of each of those machines and then we'll set it up. Man, I was actually one glass short of being able to even craft the igneous extruder, so that's how low on glass I am. That stuff is really used for quite a lot of stuff. Okay, so here's our, I already made the pulverizer, here's our igneous extruder, and there we go. Okay, so one each of those. So we need some conduits. Conduits? Yep. Don't need liquid ducts, right, because we're just moving energy and items around. So let's try this. First, I want to see... Okay, so... Okay, so the pulverizer. I want 3 sides exposed on it. One side will go to a chest that holds sand and gravel. The other side will go to... No, I only need 2 sides exposed. Okay, so I can put it right here. Yeah, I think this will work. Okay, so here's the pulverizer. Oh, no, can't put it there because that's that conduit is extracting energy. So let's put it over here instead. And put another conduit here. And so... First, I want to see if this will evenly split its output between 2 sides. If I tell it this, I'm not actually certain it will. So let's give this some cobblestone to process and see what it does. So I'm hoping sand will just like randomly go to one chest or another. So that's going to the top. Is it all going to go to the top or is some going to go to the left? Thermal expansion's pretty smart about this stuff, so I'm guessing it'll... Yes, it randomly splits. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Okay, cool. So what I want, I don't want this chest here for that. This is where the igneous... Wait, I'm doing this wrong. What am I thinking? I need a powered furnace in here for smelting the thing, and the igneous extruder... let's put it below... do I just want to put it in the floor below here? Maybe that'll be easier than moving this whole setup. Oops. Yeah, okay. There's no liquid duct right there. And, well, that'll get water for free. And output... Okay, input from the bottom. Input... Oh, wait, that's the bottom. Yes, input from the bottom. And output through the top. Good. And I need to give that a lava bucket, which is easy enough to manage. And then we'll just have it output to the pulverizer. So input from the bottom there. And along with sand, I want the left chest to contain gravel, because you get a little bit of bonus gravel out of pulverizing cobblestone. And, I'd almost want to pulverize that gravel another time to get flint, because I used more flint than gravel, but that's okay. So we need a powered furnace. I'm going to build one of those. All right, here's our powered furnace. So I think with this, I can just put it... I'll put it right on top. This will block our window a little bit, but that's okay. I need another conduit here. Okay, so accept input from the bottom. Good. And output to the... Actually, no, I don't have to block the window. I can have this output to the top. Okay, so output to the top. And the other chest will go up there. Yeah, and I think that's actually pretty much ready to go. I just have to give this thing a lava bucket, and I lost that again. I did that last time. I knew there was a reason I shouldn't have replaced that block. Okay, so lava bucket, and we should see it just go. Wait, do I have a lava bucket in here? Oh no, all my I used it, and all the rest of my buckets disappeared because of that setup thing in the nether. Okay, so we can just pull one out of here like this. And put it there. Okay, so this makes cobblestone, puts it up above, pulverizer pulverizes it, sand goes evenly into this chest and into the powered furnace. Powered furnace makes glass out of it. So this should fill up completely with glass, and this should fill up completely with sand and gravel. with 10 times as much sand as gravel. So there we go. That's real easy. And this is where I get obsidian. I never need more than a stack at a time, so I can just pull this out and let it keep on going. This is the obsidian maker is getting lava from this squeezer. I always have way more phosphor than I need. I think I have more than an entire barrel of simmering combs out there. Really need to automate that. So cool. That's set up. So we now have sanded glass being produced for us. That's going to continually drain the power here, but at a pretty slow rate. These don't use a huge amount. Yeah. So great. There's a glass. There's a sand. So let's do something else. What else do we have? Now, wait a minute. That only had 3 sand in it. Did I set this right? No, I didn't. That's not supposed to be yellow. That's supposed to be orange. There we go. That's what I wanted. So good. That's getting sand again. And any gravel will go in there. Yep. Great. I'll bet thermal expansion is really bad for colorblind players. Oh, I think it might have a colorblind mode, though. I'm remembering something in the configuration. I should take a look at that. Now I'm curious what it looks like. Anyway, what else are we doing? So, right, this tungsten. I was making it last episode. I realized now that the purpose I had for it might actually be stupid, and I'm not sure I'll use it for that. Basically, I want to be working on my matter fabricator. We need a matter fabricator to get UU matter, of course. And, you know, I want UU matter to be able to make solar panels and iridium and all the other stuff it does. So the matter fabricator takes these highly advanced machine blocks, which, you know, we know how those are made, titanium and chrome. We can get those. I think okay, here's a question. How many rubies do I have? Probably not enough for all the... Okay, here's 10 ruby dust plus... Where are my rubies? Okay, I have 0 rubies. All right, so there's a roadblock right away. Unless there's another way I can get chrome. Not nuggets. What about dust? Dust from, yeah, tiny piles. I assume there are chrome bees. Yeah, like we're going to do that. 100,000 scrap boxes, 1 chrome dust. That is a fantastic chance. Electrolyzed ruby dust or... Oof, I have no idea. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But this comes from... it comes from some stuff you get rarely from nether ores, so we can't do that. Okay. So I need either ruby producing or chrome producing bees. So let's see if there's a source of... Nope, there's no chrome producing bees, so I need ruby producing bees. I assume there's a ruby comb. There sure is. And it produces tiny piles of ruby dust. Good, because we need it in dust form for the electrolyzer. All right, so I'll work on getting those bees together. But anyway, the reason I had the tungsten on me was because a very early step in this... is going to be advanced alloys. Yeah, well, we need advanced alloys for all sorts of stuff, and we saw that we were kind of out of them last time we tried to build any machines. I have 1. And, you know, these are made in with a mixed metal ingot. Oh, what did I do? Wrong button. Made with a mixed metal ingot, and there are lots of different rolling machine recipes for those. I was going to use one that replaces the refined iron with tungsten, and gives you more output. But now I see that tungsten's actually used in the recipe. Yeah, I was going to do this one, tungsten, brass, aluminium. But now I see tungsten's actually used in the matter fabricator recipe. So let's actually save it for that. I think that'll be smarter, because it's not super duper easy to come by. You know, it's not too bad. You get a tiny pile from centrifuging lava, which I've done a fair bit. Just doing dirt right now. To get sand, because I was so low on it. But yeah, so I'll save my tungsten for that, because it's not quite as common as to use in the rolling machine. So instead I'll roll with, what did we do before? It was it steel, brass, aluminium? I think it gave us 4, 5. Okay, iron, brass, tin, zinc can go in place of tin. I don't know if there's another use for zinc. You're right. We did Invar brass aluminium before, I think. So I could do titanium. Don't think I have that much titanium. Okay, so we'll just do Invar brass. I know they can be aluminium, right? Invar brass aluminium. There we go. 5 at a time. But anyway, since let's not actually bother doing that. I just wanted to mention what I wanted to do with the tungsten. But yeah, we need to work on our matter fabricator. And we do have an implosion. Did I actually make the implosion compressor, or did I just put down the machine frames? I actually made it. Okay, we haven't used this thing yet. Yeah, that's sort of for future use when we get bees that produce for us certain types of dusts we have to compress in it. And it's also used for the iridium plates, so we'll need it for that. Anyway, so another thing, I do want to do some stuff with Mistcraft. I'll just mention this. I'd like to get some more pages from villagers first. I need to do some emerald farming to trade with this guy here. He gives me pages, but I don't have a really great way to get emeralds right now. There's emerald bees. Maybe I could get those going. Or else I could just trade with my villagers a bunch. So I think I'm actually going to call it here. We won't do Mistcraft just yet. So this will be not really a short episode, but shorter than I've been doing lately. I should stop myself before I do an hour-long episode every time. So yeah, I'm going to call it here. I'll work on getting looting enchant and so we can get a crystal core and move our node into place. Farm some emeralds for strongholds. Oh yeah, we need to set up another minecart track to the oil spout we want to pump out, because we're actually out of oil right now and fuel is running low. Mushrooms spread like crazy on mycelium. It's great. Just farm mushrooms this way. But anyway, I'll do that stuff off camera, and I'll show you the results once I'm done. So, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.